Can you boost your attractiveness without changing your appearance, hitting the gym, making more money, or even improving your conversation skills? The answer is yes, and that's exactly what we're diving into here. In this video, we'll explore a few unexpected traits that make a man incredibly appealing to women. Now, I often focus on what not to do in relationships, and honestly, avoiding certain mistakes can elevate your attractiveness significantly. Many times, it's the wrong moves that lead to a loss of interest. But a lot of you are asking, what can I actually do to become more attractive, aside from working on my looks and grooming? Here's the thing. While it's true that looks do matter, anyone who tells you otherwise isn't being entirely honest. But looks aren't the game changer you might think they are. The qualities we're going to discuss in this video, they're just as crucial, maybe even more so, especially if you're already good-looking or funny. If you lack these traits, the attraction you spark may quickly fizzle out. You need more than surface-level charm to hold a woman's attention. The traits we're about to uncover are often overlooked. They're not something you might be consciously aware of, but when you start integrating them into your daily life, you'll see a noticeable difference in how women respond to you. The first key trait is autonomy. What does it mean to be autonomous? It's about being self-reliant, having your own path in life, and staying focused on your goals without being swayed by external forces, especially desires or distractions. It's having a strong sense of direction, where everything happening around you is secondary to your mission. Women find this quality incredibly attractive. When they encounter a man who is truly committed to his goals, they become drawn to him, wanting to be a part of his journey. This type of man becomes the one they want to chase, to win over, because his attention isn't easily given. The more focused you are on your own life's destination, the more magnetic you become. For example, when I was building my business, I was entirely focused on it. Any romantic interest was secondary. I was attentive, respectful, and enjoyed spending time with women, but they always knew my priority was my work. They sensed that, and it made me more appealing. In fact, one woman even told me that the most attractive thing about me was how dedicated I was to my goals. Autonomy isn't just about setting goals. It's about being willing to walk away when something isn't right. A lot of guys end up chasing women endlessly because they have nothing else going on in their lives, and they make the mistake of turning a woman into their only goal. But here's the reality. No woman wants to be your sole focus. She wants to join you on your journey, to hop on the train you're already driving. If she's not willing, you need to be ready to keep going. True autonomy is about staying true to yourself and not letting anyone else, not even a woman, derail you from what you want in life. Interestingly, this very independence is what makes you more desirable. Women want your attention, but only when they have to earn it. If you give it too easily, it signals that you don't have much going on, and that's never attractive. So, autonomy is the foundation of attraction. The second essential quality is setting clear boundaries. Personal boundaries define what you expect from others and what you're willing to tolerate in relationships. One of the biggest pitfalls for nice guys is their failure to establish and enforce these boundaries. This often leads to them losing respect and attraction from women, simply because they allow poor treatment without standing up for themselves. For instance, if someone, whether it's a romantic partner or a friend, continuously engages in behavior that bothers you, like texting while you're spending time together, and you don't say anything, it signals a lack of self-respect. Communicating your discomfort, even in a lighthearted or polite way, is crucial. It shows that you value your time and energy enough to enforce boundaries. Women will sometimes test these limits, whether intentionally or subconsciously. If they see they can overstep your boundaries without any consequence, the respect they have for you will quickly diminish. It's not about being controlling. It's about showing that you have standards. A good example is my friend Ken. He had a firm rule. Anyone who entered his house had to take their shoes off at the door. It didn't matter who it was. A lot of guys, especially when hosting a woman, might feel nervous about enforcing such a rule, worrying it could come off as pushy. However, enforcing a personal boundary like this shows that you have self-respect and aren't afraid to stand by your principles, qualities that are highly attractive. The key is understanding that boundaries are not just a way to maintain respect, but also to demonstrate that you place a high value on yourself. When you can stand up for yourself and communicate what you will and won't accept, It naturally draws people in, as it signals confidence and self-worth. Another quality we'll discuss is having high standards, which is closely related to setting boundaries. High standards are essential in all areas of life, from how you present yourself to the type of relationships you maintain. A man with high standards sends a clear message to those around him. He values himself and won't settle for anything less than what aligns with his principles. Take fashion, for example. Many guys might feel it's superficial to focus on their clothing, preferring comfort over style. However, the way you dress communicates a lot about how you perceive yourself. A guy who dresses well signals to others that he holds himself to a higher standard. It's not about looking like a fashion model, but about putting effort into your appearance because it demonstrates self-respect. The same goes for how you handle other areas like your career. If you're stuck in a job you hate but make excuses to stay, what message does that send? It shows that you're willing to settle, and that mindset translates to other parts of your life. A woman observing this behavior might assume that if you're willing to accept a job you dislike, you might also settle in your personal relationships. And no woman wants to be with a man who settles. High standards also extend to the people you surround yourself with. If you hang out with friends you don't respect or who don't align with your values, it reflects on your willingness to compromise in life. A man with high standards is selective about who he allows into his circle, choosing people who elevate him, not bring him down. In relationships, having high standards creates an environment where a woman feels she needs to put in effort to win you over. Women are naturally attracted to men who hold themselves to a high standard, and it encourages them to rise to the occasion. When a woman sees that you've taken the time to curate your life, whether through your clothing, your home, your job, or your relationships, she'll recognize that you're a man who values himself and won't settle for less than what he deserves. This makes you far more attractive in her eyes. The next quality we're going to talk about is strong opinions. Strong opinions demonstrate confidence. And often when women say they want a confident guy, this is what they mean. Confidence is not some mystical quality, but rather a combination of traits, including the ability to express strong opinions and stand by them. Many people confuse confidence with simply being able to approach women without fear, but true confidence goes much deeper. Confidence isn't just about starting a conversation. It's about maintaining your stance even when challenged. Strong opinions reflect that you trust your judgment and are comfortable standing up for what you believe in, even if it goes against what others think. For example, in social situations, nice guys often agree with everything a woman says to avoid conflict. If a woman is complaining about a friend and the guy can see that her friend was actually right in the situation, a nice guy might just agree with her out of fear of disagreeing. He'll say, "Yeah, I totally see what you mean," even if he doesn't believe it. But a confident man would call her out on it and say, "Actually, I think in that situation you were wrong." This ability to express your true thoughts will earn more respect and attraction than always agreeing just to please. Another example is having an opinion about your preferences, whether it's music, movies, or anything else. Many people are afraid to admit what they truly like until they know what the other person thinks. After watching a movie, they may hesitate to share their true feelings until they hear the other person's opinion. Confident men don't need that external validation. They'll express their thoughts freely, whether they loved or hated something. One way to really stand out and attract women is to have strong, interesting opinions about various topics. It could even be something playful, like having a strong opinion about who the best character is in a Disney movie, or a fun debate over a trivial matter. It's not the topic that matters, but the fact that you express your thoughts confidently. When you are willing to share your opinions and stand by them, without worrying about whether the other person agrees, it sends a clear message. You are self-assured, confident, and a man who knows what he wants. That's the kind of confidence that women find incredibly attractive. The last quality we will be discussing is fun. While it may seem obvious, many guys don't fully understand what being fun actually entails. Flirting and teasing can be fun, and these are often the first skills nice guys learn when trying to attract women. However, despite mastering these skills, they may still end up in the friend zone, wondering why their playful banter isn't leading to a romantic connection. The answer often lies in the missing element: uncertainty. Fun often revolves around not knowing the outcome. Think about it. When you're watching a football game, part of what makes it enjoyable is not knowing who's going to win. The thrill is in the unpredictability. Similarly, in conversations and interactions, uncertainty keeps things exciting. Nice guys often miss this aspect, focusing instead on following safe, predictable patterns that don't create excitement. Many nice guys, in an effort to be liked, stay within the boundaries of acceptable conversation and avoid taking risks. They stick to safe topics and avoid saying anything controversial, edgy, or remotely sexual. While this may seem like a way to avoid offending anyone, it often comes across as boring. People, and especially women, are naturally drawn to conversations that are unpredictable and a bit risky. Taking conversational risks makes you more fun to be around. This is one reason why jerks often do well with women. While nice guys try to conform to what they think a woman wants, being chivalrous, romantic, and gentlemanly, the jerk breaks those norms, adding an element of surprise and excitement. He doesn't follow the typical script, and that makes him more interesting. For example, a nice guy might wait until the third date to try and kiss a woman because he thinks that's the appropriate time. The woman already knows what to expect because she's seen this movie before. In contrast, the jerk may try to kiss her on the first date, catching her off guard and adding an element of fun and excitement. The fun comes from not knowing the next move. Nice guys often remove this by being too predictable. They follow a script where the woman can foresee every action, texting right after a date, adhering to expected timelines, and avoiding anything that might seem risky. This predictability removes the excitement, leaving the woman disengaged. A jerk, on the other hand, keeps her guessing. She doesn't know if he's going to text her right after the date or wait a couple of days. This uncertainty makes the interactions more engaging and fun. Women often chase guys who are fun because they don't know the outcome. They're intrigued and more invested in the relationship. Fun is about creating that element of uncertainty and keeping things interesting, not following a rigid, predictable path. By embracing unpredictability, you add excitement to your interactions and keep her more engaged. A lot of guys say things like, "This is just playing games," or ask why it's necessary to trick women. What I explain to them is that our series isn't about manipulation. It's actually something women enjoy. It's not a scheme. It's about offering an experience they want. Think of it like crafting an exciting movie where the ending isn't obvious. You're adding layers of intrigue, mixing highs and lows, setting expectations, and then shaking things up by breaking them. You're becoming more of a challenge, getting her attention, and pulling her into an emotional journey. This unpredictability keeps her engaged, just like a compelling plot does in a film. In the best movies, the protagonist goes through ups and downs. Just when things seem great, something goes wrong, only for the situation to improve even more dramatically later. That's what makes it captivating, and we as humans are drawn to those emotional waves. It's the same in relationships. From my experience working with men who are emotionally hooked on a woman, it's never because everything has been smooth and easy. They're always on that emotional roller coaster, and ironically, when they learn the scrambler, many realize that the woman has been using similar tactics on them. This shows it's not trickery, it's tapping into something that works. Meanwhile, remember these core principles for becoming more attractive. Embrace your autonomy, establish boundaries, and don't let anyone treat you poorly. Stand up for yourself, set high standards, and if there's something you dislike in your life, take steps to change it. Raise the price tag you place on yourself. This doesn't mean you need to look like a GQ model. It's about signaling that you value yourself. Stand firm in your opinions and don't compromise on them because that also reflects your standards. Lastly, being fun is essential, but it's more than just flirting and playful banter. Take risks. Introduce a sense of uncertainty. Make things a little unpredictable and keep her guessing. Alright, that is it for this video. Hit the like and subscribe button, and let me know in the comments what you'd like me to cover next. Thanks for watching, and until next time, this is Stoic Approach to Life.